that's my overall thoughts, I guess. We'll have to see some specifics because, as mentioned, I think if you are playing against BLE, I think their mid laner Gloomy has a specifically strong Syndra, and if you don't ban that away, I think it's going to be quite good for BLE, and if you ban it away, I think you have a larger chances of winning. So we'll see if they do decide to ban Syndra away. They can also pick it, actually. The first pick it is quite fine as well. Yeah, that's my opening thoughts on drafts.
So far, no Syndra ban. We do see the Scion Velvet Virus on the side of the Snek pack. On the other side, on Black Lotus Esports, we do see the Jarvan Thresh on a high priority on the Gnar pick. On the side of Snek pack, the Syndra is going to be left open. We'll see if the side of Black Lotus Esports opt into it. Going to be so far hovering the orange. Should be a decent pick into the Gnar, but against Hags, this is another unique champion to target.
Yeah. This is, I think Cyber Top does like Gnar, so it's not that surprising, but it's a bit surprising that they decided to first pick it. I guess it makes sense. It's like a comfort champ for him. I think it mostly plays Gnar and Atrox, if I remember. So it makes sense to give it to him. I just think it's a bit of a special first pick. It does allow you to do a lot of, like they, in a sense, maybe they know they're going to get counter-picked on blue side top anyway, and they don't have any, oh my god, this is Kha'Zix. It's happening. It's truly happening.
Wait.
Please give it to me. Please, Jesus.
Yes!
Okay, here we go again. Oh my god, it's Akshan, the primary sinner.
Wait. It's your favorite champion.
It's Rammus.
Wait,
it's Bao's
even better. Wait, it's such a Bao's angle. We send Gnar into the jungle, put Rammus in the top lane.
It's such a Bao's
and it's GG.
It's GG, the Rammus.
There's no way this is locked in.
Yeah, Nocturne makes a lot more sense. I think they also play a little bit of Nocturne. They could go Nico here as well, if they want to. Gnar, Nocturne, Nico, I think are like kind of comfort picks for the side of Snek.
Yeah, and I think something like the Nocturne Nico is something we've seen before, right? And
it's a solid combo,
pretty strong. There's the Syndra,
I decided to take the Syndra. I like that too. They just take the stronger control mage because they banned out the Orianna. Yeah. And I think Hui is not open here, right? In this tournament, correct?
I
don't think Hui is allowed.
believe it is.
It is allowed.
I'm not entirely sure about this.
I have to double check this. I do think it's not allowed. Because otherwise that would be like a... Obviously we'd have to learn Hui, but I think he's quite a solid control mage in the meta. We do see Akali, which is not super surprising. I think that's one of Gloomy's other stronger champions. If I remember correct.
I have indeed found confirmation. Hui is not available.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because so otherwise she will not be making her way into our games.
They do not know the Hui. Nobody knows the Hui.
Nobody competing in Manta Cup knows the Hui.
The Hui is good.
We do see the most bans along the bot side. We do see Caitlyn Leona being banned away from the side of Black Lotus Esports. On the other side, Ezreal ban is very interesting to me.
We hate ADCs. I mean, both sides have picked all their solos and junglers. So you're going to ban either supports or ADCs. Yeah. And typically, if you know the enemy ADC, you primarily want to ban out ADCs. I don't think... I mean, Ezreal is like a technically stylistic counter to Nocturne. I do ban Xayah. I like the Xayah ban more. I think Ezreal is like a mediocre pick at best.
Yeah, that's, in my opinion, why the Ezreal ban confuses me, because I think, yeah, Ezreal might be a little bit rough, although they did not leave the Ezreal open, instead end up taking away the Xayah Jinx. But yeah, like, I don't think Ezreal... To me, Ezreal is one of those champions where he can be good, but I don't think he's in a state in the meta right now where he's ever gonna be worth banning, even if someone is really good with him.
Yeah, he's like kind of so-so. I mean, it does make sense for the side of BLE's comp because they have like a lot of damage sources already. So then Ezreal could make sense. You can leave him to his own machinations. He's kind of self-sufficient. But in most comps where you go like damage from bot lane or mid lane, primarily, then you want a more stable damage source, and that is generally not Ezreal. It's more along the lines of Xayah, Jinx, stuff like that.
Yeah, Xayah is quite good at the moment as well.
Yeah, Ashe Braum makes a lot of sense. Braum, good counter into Nautilus. And they do pick up the Seri. Not a lot of people play Seri, so that's a bit surprising. Does look nice though. I think it's a quite good game for a Seri, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it is an interesting pick coming out of Black Lotus Esports. Like you said, I think Zeri is someone we used to see a while back, pretty much perma-picked during the similar time where it would be sort of the Zeri Lulu Nami Lucian type thing in pretty much every game we saw. Nowadays, like you said, Zeri not played as much just due to the strength of the things that you mentioned before, things like the Zaya, like the Jinx, the Ashe, for example, are pretty much like one of the strongest AD carries at the moment. And you can as well see the priority on the side of Snek Pack. Pairing it up with the Braum, a very strong pairing down the bot lane for the Ashe. Very easy to proc that passive once you get the slow on Ashe. Very easy to proc that Braum passive as well, get that CC on in. But I think the Kha'Zix is going to be really interesting on the side of Black Lotus.
And the Kha'Zix is range, but I do hope he goes. I think it's a Gore Drinker that is like a solid build there. You get a little bit more like a poke build almost. You can go like in and out of fights more easily. So you evolve, I think, W. You go Gore. I think you evolve ult first into evolving like W or something.
Yeah.
And you have like a kind of poke weird style of like Bruiser Ka, which I think I would prefer over going like the raw assassin. I generally like the raw assassin build. I just don't think it's what they need this game because they have a lot of damage already.
I mean, I also think it's a rough build to play into the combo Snack Pack. Because if you really think about it, the only person you can really assassinate is the Syndra and the Ashe. Everyone else is gonna be kind of too tanky for you to one-shot. And Syndra has Scatter, self-peel, as well as potentially a Zonias later on into the game. And Ashe should have a Braum by her side, as well as the Ashe slow, which again, not gonna be easy to do, especially if you can't see with Nocturne Paranoia what you're doing. So definitely not an easy job, I think, if you are gonna go Assassin Kha'Zix, which, yeah, I do agree with you, leans you more of the tankier route. But overall, I personally don't really like Kha'Zix as a champion right now. I think he's not that strong. But again, if it's a comfort pick for this Black Lotus, why not, right?
Yeah, and I think it's like fine if you go the Gore Drinker build, but it's a bit special to be sure. And I think there are generally stronger options. But if you're good on Ka, I think it's completely fine. There are
Yeah.
just like better quote unquote options, but I think if you can execute a good Ka, he's quite strong. He can work in team environments as well, although he's much harder to pull off there than in like solo queue is completely fine because solo queue.
Solo queue doesn't matter.
No. We're thinking more about team environments, and there it's harder to execute assassins overall. But they have good setup. They have the Not ult, they have the Ornn ult, they have CC for their assassins to go in, and they have Syndra is a good target and Ashe is a good target, no mobility. So it's kind of fine.
Yeah, definitely. I'm expecting, like, overall, we talked a little bit about the jungle matchup, but I'm expecting this top lane to pretty much favor the Gnar throughout the entire game in isolation. I think when it comes to the 1v1, there should never be a world where I think the Ornn can beat up the Gnar, especially when Gnar can just kite in mini form. Then once you get mega form, you can just sort of combo the Ornn away. So they do have a winning top side on the side of Snack, which I think in the 2v2, if junglers do get involved into that top lane, it can, in my opinion, go either way depending on how it's executed in the early game. But Nocturne with lethal tempo is definitely gonna be stronger than the Kha'Zix.
Yeah, I think generally Nocturne is a really hard champ to duel in the early game. It only
Yeah.
works if you can kite him, and none of the two champs can kite him. So it's quite hard. I think maybe mid lane they could blow up the Syndra possibly, like in a 2v2 or whatever, but beyond that, I don't think Kai ever wins against Nocturne. That's why Nocturne is like a really solid blind. He can just clear fast, get level 6. He has like solid execution on ganks because he has his ult. And it's kind of hard to contest in his own jungle, unlike champs like, say, Maokai or maybe Wukong, where you can actually invade them more. It's harder to invade a Nocturne.
Yeah, and I think Nocturne, he's just really good into a lot of the meta junglers right now as well, right? You can just sort of spell shield the Jarvan combo. You can just run down Wukong. You generally beat him in a 1v1 pretty much throughout the entire game. Same thing as the Jarvan. Nocturne, like you said, just a really good blind into a lot of meta champions at the moment. And of course, Akali in the mid lane for the side of Black Lotus can always shake things up. But again, I don't think this is going to be an easy game to play for either of the assassins on the side of Black Lotus, just because all the tools I aforementioned earlier with the Nocturne Blind, with the Braum, with the Ashe Slows, and the Syndra Scatter as well. Gnar as well can use his ultimate more defensively instead of looking for the one-bar combo. But I think if this Zeri scales into the late game, I think her game is going to be pretty free.
Kind of, yeah. Like Nocturne is good against Seri, but Seri, if you can really like Sarah's kind of a hard champ to execute, I would say. It's like one of the more inconsistent ADCs.
Yeah.
Due to the fact their alt attack is like skill based or a skill shot. So I don't know. It will depend on how well they can execute. But I do think it's a pretty solid Seri game. I think she can, with lethal tempo proc, she can outrange an Ash, she can outrange almost a Syndra, and she's quite like hard to hit for these. Syndra only has skill shots, so it's kind of down to the Gnar Nocturne to get onto the Seri. But they have to go through Ornn and Nautilus. Not the easiest. And meanwhile, their backline will also be kind of weak because then it's just Syndra, Ash versus two assassins and Nautilus. So it's gonna be weird. They could like play this like these trade backlines, and I don't know who wins the aftermath. It comes down to probably more skill at that point. Or they could try to either team could try to peel for the ADC. Although I think it would be better for BLE to peel for Seri than it is for Snek to peel for Ash.
Yeah, I definitely think so as well. And if you're looking at a world where we trade backlines, right, we eliminate both the support and the mid lanes. I think, well, we eliminate the ADC and the mid lane on the side of Snack. I think that is where the sort of lethal tempo Nocturne really can shine. Because I think the lethal tempo Nocturne, while often thought of as a really good sort of answer to squishies, I think it has a surprising amount of damage against the more tankier opponents. Things like a Nautilus, things like an Ornn, especially if you opt into something which we tend to see more often nowadays, the Black Cleaver. Second, for example, if you get that armor shred, I think there's a good chance where the side of Snack sort of just, like you said, trade backlines and leave the Nocturne and the Gnar to just sort of destroy the tanks. And I see that happening.
Could happen. I think Gnar could die to Akali/Ka quite easy. It depends. Like the fights will be really scattered at that point, and assassins are not bad at scattered fights.
True.
So it kind of depends, but Nocturne, as you say, is generally a good duelist. So I think he's not bad in those situations. I think another way to play it could be to peel for your Ash Syndra with Nocturne, because it really depends on who engages first. I feel like no one really. I don't know who wants to engage first. Maybe the Ornn is like the best one to engage first because he commits the least. But I feel like if you commit into these comps, it's quite easy to get shut down. Like committing into Gnar and have Syndra Ash ult and Braum ult. At the same time, it's like if Nocturne commits into two assassins plus a Nautilus, they're probably gonna get blown up without getting too much down because Nocturne has no real CC. So it's yeah, I don't know. It would be interesting to see how they play these team fights. Ash ult could be a way to open fights as well.
True. I think this is one of those games where I don't think either side really wants to engage. I think one of them might just get bored and honestly say, screw it, we're just gonna go. But I think it's really hard for both sides.
I mean, it
Like
depends, yeah.
outside of an Ash Arrow, I think, like you
I
said.
think Ash Arrow, there is Gnar flank with Mega Gnar, where that's really situational and timing based. So there are like ways, but I feel like your execution has, or like your engage has to be very clean, which makes
Yeah.
the scarier to engage because you have to get like a really clean engage onto a high priority target. You can't just raw engage any target.
Yeah, which is why I don't think either team is gonna want to do it.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of pressure, like
I think
especially in a best of one.
yeah, I think there are like soft engage ways they could do it to try and bait out. But I think there'll be a bit of dancing involved if they're gonna do it, or that they have good vision because if they have to walk into vision, both teams have really good ways to punish.
Yeah, I definitely do think so as well. And we have talked about sort of different situations that the teams might find themselves in, different advantages they have. But overall, before we head into game, which I do hear we are about ready to do, which team do you think won draft?
I think Snek looks really comfortable. I think Snek won this draft. I feel like they look really comfortable in all of their picks, and I recognize most of the picks from when they played in this league. So I think they're on pretty comfortable champions for their players.
Yeah, that's definitely fair. And I do think Snek sort of, for me, have easier ways to play the game in a way. And I think champions like Akali and Kha'Zix can be really coin flippy. They require a lot of execution. Where on the side of Snek, I think there's more room for error. Where on the side of Black Lotus, I think you have to play it really, really well to make
Yeah.
it work. And we're finally onto the rift between Black Lotus and Snek. And you can already see Cybertub doing a little bit of a dance war in the top lane.
They're indeed dancing off.
I
Case
think Case
Maze.
Maze wins this one, though, to be fair.
Yeah, the Orange dance is pretty solid to be honest.
It
I do think it
is,
wins that one.
is
It's
a
like
really good dance.
it's like the Trundle dance, like troll dance. Just shuffling back and forth. There's like no real like new motions. How do you say it? They just do the same thing over and over.
It's not even really a dance. He's just being a goofy man.
Goof boy.
He's being a goofy boy.
Both
Both
junglers
junglers though.
got a path bot. Yeah,
Yeah, both junglers
makes
starting top
sense.
side of the map.
Yeah, again, makes sense. I think top lane's not gonna have a lot of action. Mid lane could have a bit of action, but you're always pathing to mid technically. So, but bot lane has a lot of action. Not and Braum, and there's Ashe for chasing down. There's a lot of power in both those lanes. If you land a hook on the Ashe, you could kill her technically, although it will be hard for the Braum. And the Braum get a passive or slow on anyone, they'll probably kill the Nautilus quite easily.
Yeah, I think as well, the side of Snack Pack, I think Evo has a lot more sort of reason to path down to the bot lane. I think there's a lot more setup when you look at an Ash Braum versus a Zeri Nautilus. Zeri doesn't really offer anything, and I would argue Braum CC is more influential because you can follow it up with a Nocturne Fear as well. Whereas you have the Ash slow that Ash offers, you have the Braum passive as well. Nautilus hook is good, and a lot of CC can come out of Fabian. But again, the Zeri doesn't really offer anything, whereas Ash does have the slow. And you can see for the moment both junglers are just clearing towards the bot side of the map. And I am expecting for Evo to try to get level 6 as soon as possible.
Yeah, Nocturne's probably just gonna want to like match the pathing of Kha'Zix, and then if possible be there to counteract any ganks he wants to do. But I wouldn't be surprised to see both of the players farming quite a bit. I feel like both Ka and Nock are like a bit sensitive in the early game, where they really want to like get their first few items, and then they're like kind of fine to go ahead and do plays.
Yeah. And level 6 is of course as well. It's a big spike for both of these champions. Especially depending on what Shizu chooses to evolve. He is going to spot out in his own jungle, the aggressive ward out of the Snack Pack bot lane as well. You can see Fabian though trying to get a ward down off his own. He's a little bit scared of being ganked in the early game. Based on Evo's pathing so far, he is just gonna look to clear his jungle, potentially try to take bot crab. But I think trading crabs here as well isn't really a bad idea if you're the Nocturne.
Yeah, I think if you're Kha'Zix, you want to really just trade. I think as Ka, you can't really fight Nocturne over the bot crab. I think it's quite risky. So I think if I was Kha'Zix, I would try to get the top crab, but I don't even know if you're gonna get the top crab, to be honest. I wouldn't be surprised to see Evo take 2 crabs, because he just clears so much faster than Kha'Zix.
Yeah, definitely. So you can see that here, right? As well, Shizu just finished his blue buff, whereas Evo had time to walk from Krugs all the way to Crab, and still has the time to walk to the other Crab. So the double Crab is gonna go the way of Evo, which is a slight lead for the Snack Pack and their jungler in the early game, and it's gonna be up a little bit of CS.
Yeah, Shosaki's eating poke here. It will be scary after this lane pushes up, and they should, like, if they think about it, they will know that Ka should go topside if he wants to continue clearing. So outside of, like, a greedy gank bot, it's gonna be really risky for the side of Elite to walk up if they get, like, good Braum Q and slow from Ashe on them. It's very oppressive. Although it seems like they're pushing the wave back, so they should be fine.
Yeah, so far the wave is pushing back towards Black Lotus, and as well, so far it has been a pretty quiet game for ourselves. You do see as well the D shield out of Gloomy as well as the fleet footwork to, to sort of just try to survive the lane and the poke coming out of Sushi Killer. You can see Sushi Killer has pretty actively tried to poke out Gloomy, but it is just that fleet footwork plus Doran's combo. I would imagine Gloomy is running second wind as well in his runes, which just gives him so much sustain in lane.
Yeah, Kali, to run the runes of precision and then green, you have a surprising amount of sustain. And Akali's quite strong. Since you have no mana, you can do a lot of weird trading in like the early game. That is quite annoying for mages to handle because you have to commit much more to the trade than Akali has.
Yeah,
Yeah, doing
definitely.
fine. Oh, Fabio missing the hook. Will get the Braum CC. He's on the tower though, so he'll be fine. But yeah, it's very hard to get a good engage going with this lane. But they're farming quite well. 43 to 39. Same in mid, quite even. And the top's also holding out well despite all the poke he's taking. So overall, it's just even laning happening right now, and junglers are farming. No funny business.
Yeah, it's a lot of damage onto Fabian as well, which nullifies some of the potential engage. You can see as well, there is a slight CS lead for Saboteur at the moment, although with this wave being caught by Case Maze, it should even it up a little bit. But the CS lead for Evo is starting to grow.
Yeah, I mean, he has double crab, and he farms faster. Oh, they're just trying to push this wave. And Evo is here. He might want to catch it. And they're starting drag, which makes a bit of sense, although they should pull over Shisaki in that case. Oh, Eevee's just walking up. Jesus. That's a special one. And they're gonna drop Dragon, I think. Eevee is a bit in a weird... Like, they could technically just engage him, but... Evo very far up. He was without a team there, so they could have hard engaged him, but...
Yeah, I don't think he has to be too scared, at least for now. Can see he is still walking up very aggressively, though. This time, Pryocon is going to be around.
Yeah, they do have the Braum now. Like, earlier he was completely isolated, but now the Seri has based, so... They want to base and get items as well, because most of the players on the side of BLE has not based yet. But in that specific instant, he was completely alone. Even though he has, like, item deficit, it's kind of fine.
Yeah.
They should be trying to... They're pushing the wave slowly on bot lane. They might want to try and convert Dragon, although they could technically rotate on it, but it seems like BLE is going to give up the first Dragon.
Yeah, I think it's a good play from Evo to try to secure this, knowing Shizu is going to be in top side after the base. It is a Chemtech trick, so it's not the most influential thing in the world in the early game to have. But you can see as well the entire top side of Evo is gonna be up. So if Shizu wants to be clever about it, I think he can potentially look to invade Evo knowing that he is gonna be on Dragon. But the paranoia has come online. Evo has hit level 6, so now he can actually start playing the game as well and look for some of these ganks.
For sure. I think if Shizu wanted to invade, he should have done it when they knew they were going on Dragon. After he started his red, it was probably a bit too late because you don't have the time to really get out, like clear the camps and get out at the same time.
Yeah.
But yeah, he had a window where he could have invaded.
Cybertop does have
a bit of annoying. He's just being annoying.
Yeah, I thought he might have an angle there with Casemaze not having any mana, but
he might have one now.
Casemaze is gonna.
He's actually gonna complete the base. Interesting.
He is gonna. I would have loved to see an engage there.
Yeah, I don't think it would have been wrong. I don't know how the rage timer looked, but if he had the time to like pull off his full combo, it could have been fine. But yeah, Case was kind of fine because Casemaze
being the top side. I think you can look because the first ultimate out of
here we go. Seri ult, flash from Nautilus and flash from Ashe. Ashe ult does come out, but we have flash from Seri. No bounce yet though. There comes the... It's so close. They do get Pryos, big hook from Fabian. And here is the power at level 6. You really activate the Seri. Seri a very ult-reliant character generally.
Yeah, the Lightning Crash is a big tool. You can see the dredge line just landing onto Okan there. And the first ultimate out of Evo is gonna be big, just because generally the first ultimate
here comes Gloomy.
Hold on.
Q into ult. Auto. Damn, that's a solo kill from Gloomy. And here comes Nocturne though. Sadness. But that's not too bad. You force the first Nocturne ult to be a reactionary one, where you just get a trade. And the wave mid is probably gonna be mostly lost from the side of Sushi Killer. So not a bad wave state for Gloomy, it looks like.
I mean, that was clean out of Gloomy though.
Very clean. Yeah, I think Syndra and Akali are the two main champs that Gloomy plays really well. If I remember, they had their entry into the SLE where they had a notoriously low rank, I believe, and then they solo killed a lot of people on Akali. That was fun.
Yeah. That was fun to watch.
That was fun.
I remember. It was it was a good time. It was a good time.
But yes, definitely proficient. Oh my god, she's going for the steal. Don't know about the steal attempt.
I don't know about that one.
I'm getting a bit... I mean, this is a typical maybe jungler thing, but it's rough to see objectives go when you're in a, how do you say, losing jungler matchup, because Kai is generally not faster than Nocturne at doing these things. And losing the second objective, maybe you want to try a steal just to get something back.
Yeah, the only thing he's gonna get back is the flash cooldown, as he's gonna have to wait another 5 minutes for that one to be back up. And interestingly enough, we do see the Phage plus Ruby Crystal Ornborn.
I like the Ornborn. Auto, W, and auto again. Ooh, has the flash. Oh my god, Casemaze is a legend. And Cupcake's gonna go down to the bot lane of BLE. Casemaze does die to tower in top lane. Hook comes in. They're gonna kill Pryo so barely. And Shisaki is showing. They know how to play this Seri and execute it very well. Quite very impressive. One of the harder bot laners to play. So nice to see a Seri.
One of the harder, one of the most unique ones as well, outside of things like Aphelios, for example. Like you said, those autos are one of your skill shot. Well, they are a skill shot, but one of your abilities.
Here we go again.
So, well, Lumi.
Coming out.
The scatter.
He out to ult out. Oh, he does follow the flash. Nice. And here comes the Nocturne ult again. Does it? Does he find him? No, he's too far away.
Ah,
Evo,
that's
sad.
fine. Wait, hold on. Could get
Oh,
in range.
he could find. Oh, he's basing in the bush. Lucky.
Oh, if he steps out of that bush, you saw Evo was ready
Yeah.
to pull the trigger right there. And that's one of the things with Akali as well against the Nocturne. Once you ult on Nocturne, if you can get the feather down and get it onto the Akali before she can hit the Shroud, you are going to reveal her in her Shroud,
Oh,
which
yeah.
makes her actually targetable as well, and makes her so Shushikila can actually use the ultimate ability and use the power unleashed, which is another reason why the Nocturne is so good against things like the Kha'Zix, for example, because it's the same thing. If Kha'Zix presses R while you have the feather on him, then you just sort of see him anyway.
Didn't know that interaction actually. That's quite nice.
It's the
Yeah,
same with like LeBlanc Chain.
Oh yeah, that's true actually. Huh. Makes sense. Here we see the bot lane. I think Fabio's looking for the hook on Ashe here. Although they do
Evo's
have
around.
Evo in the bushes. I wonder if they know. If they don't know, it could be disaster to hook.
Oh,
Seri is generally oh, good tank. Okay, they're respecting it. Maybe they know he's down here. I think in any other world they would like to hard engage the Ashe. But
yeah.
yeah, they were playing a bit up and maybe they sensed the jungler being there.
I think with the Ashe Arrow, they might have knew something was up just because it was kind of random,
Yeah.
so to speak. Good job
Yeah,
from Fabian though to block it.
for sure. I think Seri could have tanked too, but it's probably better that he hits it.
Yeah, I think so. Evo is... This man is patient.
Very patient, man.
A bit too patient.
Maybe, but they're trying to get a pick before the dragon is the idea. So it's kind of fine if they sacrifice a bit of farm because they want to just get a pick for dragon. It's not the worst idea. Being patient like that is sometimes... A lot of times players will be like, okay, it's gone X seconds, he shouldn't be here anymore because we'll lose a lot on it. And then they will make a greedier play. So I don't know. The patient plays can pay off. Now we're gonna see if they're gonna defend the bot lane here. Ooh, looking for the dredge hook.
Gloomy is down here, so this is a 4v3 for the side of Snek pack.
They can TP in Sushi Killers, almost got TP off CD. But they got 3 plates off of that, so not too bad. Pretty decent Herald, and they punish the dragon play a little bit.
Fabian.
Solid. This hook.
Red slide into the mid level.
Ulti flash! He got angry, he doesn't care anymore.
Death charge.
But this is
Gonna be the E2 Sushi Killer.
Ooh, going low, but that's
Power
fine.
unleashed. Not gonna be enough.
Yeah, I think he should have just immediately flash ulted if he wanted to do it, and then he could have dredge lined the Sushi Killer in immediately. Especially if they knew flash was down, that was the kill, but maybe they didn't know the flash timer. Still quite fine. He had a bit of pressure in mid lane and the teleport out.
I think it felt pretty forced after the dredge line was missed. It did, kind of like you said, it did kind of feel like more of like, not tilt flash necessarily, but sort of a I'm here so I have to force this play kind of flash.
A little bit like that, yeah.
Yeah, and
like
then
you
he
kind
just...
of committed to it in a sense, or...
Yeah, and then
like
he kind of ends up overshooting it.
Yeah, I mean, dredge line is hard to hit, generally, so it's not that weird that the Sushi Killer managed to dodge it. But the thing that Naut has is that his ult is guaranteed, so you can usually just lead with the ult. At least if you have it, and it's pretty low CD anyway, so... And then you have a guaranteed hook afterwards.
Yeah, especially with it being point and click like you said. And that's the good thing with having things like an Akali on your team. If you get that dash charge onto someone, you can very quickly have the Akali follow up, just because of how quickly you really can pull off Akali combos if you know what you're doing. And we've already seen Gloomy pull off the combo, so we've already seen him know what he's doing. Got a solo kill already. Is already 2-on-1 on the Akali. And you can see as well the quick E just to dodge out of the orb right there. A lot of vision for the side of Black Lotus in the bot side of the map. Jesus around.
Yeah, they see them on the ward. They had a sweeper. They should be fine on the side of Snek. And top Case Mace is having a good time though. As you mentioned, this is technically a good lane for Gnar, but Ornn, being Ornn, is very strong. And the Case Mace did not solo... Well, he solo killed him and then died during turret. But he's doing fine in this lane.
Yeah, just Ornn things, you know?
Yeah, it's the thing that you adjust as Ornn is typically, I think he did max the Q on Ornn, and then you're kind of fine in ranged matchups because Ornn is good.
Because Ornn with one max change can just beat any matchup. It's fine.
yeah, he can beat most matchups. And here we have Evo trying to really get the Herald, but he has an Ornn with him. He does hit from Akali, boom. He doesn't even need to ult. Ults onto Sushi Killer, he's gonna keep going. He does have the bot lane here though, but Shizu is also here. Does slow him
Both
down with
bot
a
lanes are
W.
here.
Case Maze is brawling it out with Cybertop in the top lane, and nobody's really wanted to contest yet. Still got the ulti from Nautilus up. They could look to engage again since they have a kill advantage at the moment. They're probably gonna play it patient. Fabian in a bit of a rough position. Should ult here. Does ult down onto Sushi Killer. Has to flash out. And
This is a
Fabian?
5-man
He's
rumble.
dead.
He
Try to hook himself out.
just
Ash is
gonna
damaged.
die. Yeah, tried to hook himself out, missed out on the tower, unfortunately, and there's
Top
gank in the
lane,
top
though.
lane.
Cybertop in a bit of a position. Does juke the K6W. Will get Mega, so he'll get tank in a second. And he has backup in the form of Syndra. Does hit the combo. Big
Oh.
Nara combo into the wall. Casemas is barely alive right now. Dodges, lives the Ash W, does die to Ash. Gloom is in the middle, but I don't think he has ult yet. It's a bit of a CD left. Should be able to stay fine here in Shroud. Maybe not. Passive could come through. Almost there. And this is just the side of Snek being more grouped than the side of BLE, since they have the Sari in the bot lane, which is quite a bit of their gold. They want the Herald, and they're gonna get it.
It is mainly on the
Gloomy
Zeri
is
and
going in
the Akali.
again. Oh, whoa, Gloomy gets a double.
Whoa.
Oh, he's back. No shot to get out though. Does go down, but he gets a double kill on both the carries of the side of Snek, which is really big, while Shisaki is just free farming.
Yeah, I would have loved to see how that one happened, but unfortunately, it is gonna be the two carries on the side of Snackpack falling. And Gloom is so far playing this Akali quite well, like you said, Syndra and Akali, pretty much the two champions he's known for, and this is exactly why Akali is one of them, because these are the kind of things he can do. Dragon gonna be spawning very, very soon as well, going to be a Cloud Dragon for us, which does mean a Cloud Soul as well this time on. Around another unique soul for us today. And we so far are still missing an Infernal and a Manta Soul.
Yeah, Cloud Soul quite nice for the side of BLE actually, with the movement speed onto champs like Kali, and Nautilus. You wouldn't mind too much. Usually Cloud Soul not the best one, but for the side of BLE, I wouldn't mind a Cloud Soul. Would be pretty good.
Yeah, I think champions like Zeri as well, right? Once you get that lightning crash,
Oh,
you're just
yeah.
so much faster.
Oh yeah, that's insane
As
for Sari
well.
actually. Yeah, with the ult here, it's insane on Sari. And they're gonna try to contest this dragon. Casemate is on the flank, quite isolated right now. Don't know, he does not have flash. He should be dead, even if it takes 5 years to kill him. Damage onto Ash though? Yeah, it does get a bit of damage onto Cupcake. They could still try and contest this 4v5, but she is low, so it's a bit risky. Gloomy would have to do like a really big pop-off play once more. But I think they're just gonna give this dragon up. Would be the wisest choice.
Yeah, definitely. He's gonna have to give it up just because Case Mace does end up falling. And you do see as well, very close to Baron coming up on the map, 30 seconds off until then. And as well, you can see just, like you said, Case Mace does take quite a while to die. Just because of the lack of items for now. You can see Evo with the Kindle Gem, I assume, is working towards the Black Cleaver, which I mentioned earlier, although Kindle Gem and Longsword can be still built into a lot of bruiser items. So we're gonna just have to wait and see. Still tier 1 boots in his inventory, and this is indeed what we talked about. It is gonna be the bruiser Kha'Zix, the Gourd Drinker, in the inventory of Shizu this time around.
Indeed, Gordiker, I do like it, and he's above W, probably evolved E or ult by this point. Quite nice. I think he's probably evolved E since he has flash. I actually evolved ult, does look like. Try to get a pick on Sushi Killer in the side lane, but I think generally the side lanes of Snek will be quite safe since they have Nocturne, and Nocturne can hover like side lanes very easily to be like there to help out. So I think they're gonna be fine. They're probably looking to contest or at least contest the Baron. I don't know if they're gonna start on the side of Snek because I don't know if they have the damage for it, especially not without Gnar. And Ashe is generally not the best DPS for Baron, so it would be a slow Baron for the side of Snek.
Definitely since Cupcake, he's still on one item. You know,
Yeah.
like this Ashe by no means has a ton of damage. Evo as well, like you said, has hit, well, both junglers have hit level 11. Evo as well getting that rank 2 ultimate in is quite big just due to the range being extended. Still, on the tier 1 boots, which means his ability to chase people down is quite limited. Although, you can already see as well first items are starting to come in for pretty much everyone now, except the support on the side of Snack Pack, but should be there quite momentarily, and I don't think Brom having his first item is really gonna change that much. Look at on the side of Fabian instead of the Evan Shroud this time around, just because he wants to protect his team from the potential Kha'Zix, Gnar, and the Syndra dive.
We engage onto Fabian here. Syndra combo does hit, but deals a lot of damage. Evo trying to get vision, does get it with the plant. It's a bit deep though. Could get killed here. Ornult very good from the side of Case Maze. Serial misses unfortunately, so I don't think she has the passive. So quite a bit of an awkward engage, but no one dying so far, which is not the worst. She's looking a bit. I think nothing should happen here. Both sides very chunked and most ults are used. They could look for something with Fabian's ult. Gloomy is on the flank in the river right now, so they could commit. Oh, that's a dredge line. Very low though. Here comes Gloomy in the middle, looking for Cupcake. A lot of damage. Very low. Does go down. Ult goes out on the side top. Gloomy is following the Nautilus ult on the side. Going to go in for it. Does he get the damage? Don't know. Case Mace trying to get for Sushi Killer instead. Cybertop gets the transformation and stays alive, and after the scuffle it's just a 1-0. Everyone low.
Everyone low, but only one person out. Like you said, Cupcake is the one who ends up falling thanks to Gloomy and his damage, and a lot of ults traded for really no value right there. And you can see as well Gloomy just with an amazing flank here.
Yeah, the flank from Gloomy really big, and just going into 5 people trying to get the kill on Cupcake, and they get the flash out and the ghost, so it's very good. This follow on the Cybot's also like huge. Almost getting the kill, but it does get the transformation.
Yeah, just Meganar ends up coming through quite clutch there. And you can see this is why we talked about why it's so sort of important to execute these assassins, and why if they can be executed right, they can be such threats. Because you can see Gloomy on the Akali. If he plays it right, that's exactly what he can do. It's absolutely one-pops Cupcake, takes him out of the fight. Cupcake ends up dying, and after that there isn't much damage left. Evo was chunked as well due to the earlier incident.
Ooh, Evo?
A lot of
Going
ult was
to
burned.
or no? Let's look for
Wait,
Asher. Oh, goes in? Oh, Gloomy goes in actually. That's ult's out, has the E and Shroud. Should be out. Very close to looking for a coordinated engage on the Gloomy. If the Asher ult hits, they probably won't tap her in the stun. But a lot of it committed to top side now. So let's see if BLE might be able to find the mid turret as a punish. Does have Nautilus with him. So staying safe, and she's in the room. Drake's about to come up, 30 seconds. And Snek Pack is going to have to hustle down now to get a good positioning. Gloomy doesn't have a TP though and has to base before going down. So will be quite late to the dragon.
Yeah, Gloomy as well. Not gonna have his ultimate up for this dragon. Not gonna have the perfect execution. You can see Cupcake's ultimate is almost going to be back up. Paranoia as well going to be back up very, very soon. So the top lane incident might really have changed nothing. You can see dragon is gonna be started here though. I would assume by the side of Snack Pack. Although so far not pulling the trigger quite yet. There it is. Evo with the Q is gonna start the dragon. You can see Fabian looking for potential hack smash over the wall, but he's gonna get spotted out by
Gonna get reset again. Playing it very slow, and Gloomy's about to have ult back, but so is the Paranoia from Nocturne. Everything's back, and they're just dancing for position right now. I feel like Fabian should go down and try to look for a hook onto the Ashe. Gloomy's on the flank again. Good positioning. And they're scared. They want to commit onto the Akali. Trying to get her away. Ashe ult goes out as well, but Gloom staying fine, just using the Shroud, and they're trying to engage on the other side now, getting some damage, but Braum peeling for the Ashe. Still getting a lot of poke down. Ka ult is out, but they still have most of their other ults. Seri and Nautilus specifically are still there, as well as the Ornn ult.
I mean, this is what we talked about though, right? Like in draft, this is exactly what we mentioned. Both sides so scared to engage.
Yeah, here comes the Ornn ult. Does get stunned, and the Paranoia gets popped though at the same time, so they trade ults, not the worst. Gloomy is still looking for it. Ornn does get the engage onto Gnar, not the best target, but Sushi Killer really deep, gets hooked by Fabian, should be dying here very easily. Shut down onto Akali though, but Seri is alive and dealing damage. Kai in the backline, maybe gonna pick up Pryozone. Oh, and Evo is trying to kill the Seri, but Seri is alive, dealing a lot of damage. And oh, it gets tagged by the Gnar. Cybertop with a clutch ultimate coming in.
Triple kill for Cupcake as well, and I mean, such a long fight, right? Such a patient play coming out
Very
from
patient,
both of
yeah.
these teams, and you can just see the value of the Mega Gnar right there. Cybertop just jumps into the back line, and I mean, a great play out of the Black Lotus bot lane to get that kill and secure it for themselves. You can see a great defensive Nocturne ultimate as well, as soon as the Ornhorn was popped out of Evo to limit the re-engage. And yeah, Sushi Killer is a bit deep here, but
So is
original shutdown
Gloomy.
goes on to Cupcake, and this is where it's just okay. A great play out of Fabian as well to get the CC down, but Cybertop ends up being too much to handle. They both get ulted
If he
into the wall.
dodges
And
here,
great
if he
CC.
dodges that, like he tries to dash out of the Gnarled, if he hits that dash, I think they might clean the fight. It's very close. Comes down to the
Yeah.
tiny Gnarled at the ending hitting the Seri. Both teams played it pretty good. Like I think the mid laners both went a bit too deep in that fight, and then the resulting fight was just between the rest of the laners. But since Ornult was gone, it was hard for the side of how do you say BLE to get all the damage out, especially lacking both their assassins, kind of going a bit too deep and dying. It was very
Yes.
close. Like he almost picked up Prio zone.
So far, we haven't really seen his Kazakhs do much this game. And as I did suspect, it is going to be either going Black Cleaver second, like I thought, with the items that he had in inventory top lane.
Face Mace flashing, a bit scared. Could re-engage here though. He has Nautilus. No flash should be on Syndra. Maybe I does have flash. Thought used in the dragon fight. Maybe she didn't have it.
I think it might have been
They
still
get
on
the
full
flash.
though.
Could be. They still got the flash on the Syndra, so that's good. Sushi gonna have to play a bit more patient now. And it's gonna be a Baron dance. We're back at it again. We do have TP on Gloomy this time, so it looks like a 4v5, but Gloomy could TP at any point. No good flank wards yet. So they would like to get up and get some space and probably a flank ward down. They could try to go around right side and use the ward on the left as a flank ward. Trying to ward them out of the Baron pit. Nice aggro on the Baron to chunk Cupcake. They're just dancing for position. Not a lot of stuff happening in the lanes, they're just dancing. Fabian might look for a hook on the Cupcake here.
Fabian
He's
might
getting
be in trouble.
chunked by Sab. Well, he has Seri, so Cybot is very deep. He does dodge the Nautil, so he should get out, and Nocturne also gets popped to peel for Cybot to get him out. So they trade ults again. Not a lot happening, but meanwhile Gloomy is pushing bot lane, so it's better for the side of BLE since they have someone pushing the side lanes.
Yeah, definitely so, and you can see as well another defensive ultimate from Evo, but just so hard to find a way in for this Nocturne because you can see the second the Paranoia gets popped, Shiseke and Fabian just pretty much hug
the
each other.
Ash ult.
I don't think
I
Cybertop
don't
has
think
to
Cybot
damage.
should kill though. Maybe he will kill in the extended. Oh, he does kill. I don't think you're getting out of this. Maybe? No way. No way. No way. He's gonna stall for time. Oh my god. He's gonna walk into Nocturne. Has to ult over the Gnar, but he can auto, so no shot will go down. Now they have 48 seconds where they could try to capitalize on Baron. Sushi killed on a really bad position. No flash. Should be going down here to the Kha'Zix, but he has not a lot of damage.
Paranoia's up.
Yeah, Cybertop on the flank. Paranoia is up. They are using it. Should be coming in any second now onto the Seri. Does go into the Seri. Trying to peel back. Narl does hit the Seri, so she should be going down here. Does get Nar on the trade. But now they have no damage on the side of BLE except for the Kha'Zix, which is not really the team fight damage you're looking for. Doesn't have ult yet. Will go down, and that's a clean sweep from the side of Snake Pack. Sorry, Snake Pack. An appropriate pronunciation.
Very clean sweep. There is Scuttler gonna be used to try to do some Baron damage there, but you can see the initial fight was really good.
Yeah, they want to pop him here, but really good peeling coming out from Prios and popping Locket and staying close to, not ignore, how do you say? The isolation damage from Kha'Zix. Yeah, so it doesn't get isolated. And now we have a fight. Gloomy TP'd in onto the Baron, it's low! Oh, Khan gets the Baron!
What?
Going in with big plays again. That's 4 people dead all of a sudden from the side of Snek Pack. Well, actually, he killed 3 of them. Nar was dead before.
Is that anyone with Baron buff on the side of Black Lotus? No, but he denies it.
Maybe Nautilus would be the only one, because he's the lowest level. Nautilus could be the only one that has it. Nope, doesn't have it. No one has it.
I mean, it's a great play coming out of Gloomy.
Yeah, that was spicy. Gloomy really working this Akali, and the Snakeback are having a bit of trouble containing the Akali here.
I mean, this is why it gets banned so often out of his hands, right? Because he's just so damn proficient on it. And yeah, again, just displaying how good he is with it.
Akali is one of the more annoying assassins due to shrouds, so you could technically stand in an entire team and be like safe, quote unquote.
Yeah.
So definitely more and more annoying assassins to handle. Gloomy's running out of base now, so they're in a short 4v5, and they do have a good position, but they are 4v5, and they know from Ash E that they are 4v5. Evo could join at any point, so even if they're 4v4 here, Evo could just ult in anytime soon. But the Gloomy's almost here now. We're not on the flank, but we do have Ornult. Hook comes into the Cybertop, does go out. Gloom in the middle of everything, does pop Shroud. They do have the Tether on. Ornult is blocked by the Braum. Dogen, Gloomy has the ult. Damage on the Cupcake is big. Doesn't manage to clean it. Syndra goes down to the Kali. Seri is still alive. Gnarl does miss. Dealing damage right now. Can stay alive. Does get stunned up, so you can't help Case Mace. But he's too tanky. Doesn't go down. And still having Seri ult up, they're kind of fine. It's top lane ADC versus ADC in the mid. These fights are so scrappy. They're never getting a clean fight.
Still both ADCs alive.
Still fighting. It's very... Any CC from Sushi could kill. Oh my god, he used it on the Owen Q. I've never seen that. I think Shoshaki has enough HP now, though, to basically all in if he gets a good cliff. It's a bit scary. Fabian is moving out now as well, alive first. They're starting the dragon. Shoshaki has a lot of HP now, though. And Fabian will come in on the flank behind both the Syndra and the Ashe. If they stay in the river, he's just going to hard engage. And here he is. I don't know if they see him. Just go for the hook. Go. Does miss. Ult. Maybe he has. Looks like he has ult. Should have ult. Ult the Ashe. Ult anyone. Oh, picks up the dragon. Seri does pick up the dragon. Deals a lot of damage to Syndra. Case Mace does go down. Seri does get out. TP is committed by Gnar. And they pick up the dragon in the end.
Somehow, after all that, they picking up the dragon. It's just such a scrappy fight, like you said. A great block.
Both sides are playing it very well overall. Yeah, both sides playing it really well overall. Like, they peel really well for the Ashe, keeping her alive, while the Seri also stays alive against Gnar, popping most of her summoners. The Case is just buying space in the front line. Both sides played it well. They also got the block down from the Braum E onto the Ornult, which I think was kind of crucial. So good play from Pry also to block that Ornult.
Yeah, Alcon doing a great job there to just peel for the rest of his team, and I do believe as well Fabian just ends up falling very early on into that fight, which is pretty pivotal considering this man's got a lot of CC in his back pocket to help out the rest of his team. And you can see as well the gold lead is 3,000 to Snek, but Hax, it doesn't feel like that in my opinion with how close these fights are.
I think at this stage in the game we're kind of far in. So we don't really feel the gold lead. Like when you go beyond 50 to 60k, gold leads start to matter less, and what matters more is how good your champs are scaling. Finally getting caught out here on the red side. So could Seri, but she should E over the wall. Looks to be fine. Being very slippery against Nocturne. Fabian does get caught warding, but here comes the Ornult. They're trying to catch here. The block out of Prioson, but he will get stunned. Not able to quite catch up. Gloomy wants to click the ult button. Not quite there, and now Cybertop say, ooh, ult from Seri coming out, dealing a lot of damage. Ult is onto Evo. He might get cleaned up here. Good ult out of Gloomy, does clean Evo. We're trading support for jungler right now. Quite a bit of ult used though, and Shusaki is being slowed by Dash right now. Case Mace quite close though, can't really go for the kill. Prioson stuck in the middle of nowhere. Does E over though, Shusaki in a spooky position. Maybe he's not getting out. Does get cleaned by Cupcake, but Gloomy in the backline does clean Sushi Killer. Will it go down to Gnar? Good stun by Case Mace, and they don't pick up Gloomy, which is kind of crucial, leading to a small advantage for the side of BLE. 3 for 2.
Cupcake picks up a big shutdown though.
Cupcake, but Cupcake doesn't, or Ash would say, doesn't scale that well compared to a Seri, which you see in this fight. Seri only dying in this fight because they commit to a kind of greedy E over the wall to get the kill on Braum.
Yeah, definitely. So, of course, Zeri is a pretty good late game monster. At least from what we are used to seeing. You can see as well the knockoff from Case Mace is good to start us off, but she just gets completely chunked by her power unleashed, has to jump out. Great scatter onto Shizuka there, just to make sure that the Zeri doesn't die. Gloom is on 1 HP.
Yeah, Case Mace with the peel.
Really unfortunate.
Gets the E stun.
As we take a look back again at the replay. Yes, sir. Run it back.
Run it back, baby. We love running it back. It's like you say, every time you lose, we go again.
Yes, sir.
And we're about to go again, because I'm pretty sure they're about to contest Baron again.
It's about to spawn in 20 seconds. Stare at each other for another 3 minutes, yes, sir.
I don't think they're going to stare a lot. I mean, they stare kind of threateningly. As soon as they see an opening, they kind of go for it, both teams, showing willingness to engage, so... We'll have to see. I wonder how they're going to get around the dilemma, though, of their Ornals have been blocked by the Braum, Prioson holding it quite well. So I feel like they should try to abuse a window if he ever commits E to get a solid Orn engage, and then it should be fine. Here comes Gloomy again. Here comes the Orn Horn. Does get blocked again. Hook missing. They do have
That's a
some damage.
great scatter.
Great scatter. Gloomy has no more power in the fight, while Syndra as a control mage can fight it out. They're gonna get chased down here by Cupcake, slowly killing them. Seri does get ulted on too. Has flash. Seri does go down, as does Fabian, and that's 3 kills. Probably gonna pick up Shizu as well. That's 4 kills, and they're probably looking to end the mid here.
Yeah, it should be the game here. That's a lot of long death timers. You see 30 seconds on Baby and 40
This is
on
definitely the game.
Shizuka and K's maze. I don't think it's gonna be short enough. You can see Gloomy. He made the hero play one solo baron. Can he make it again? But
no
no,
shroud.
complete shutdown. A scatter as well as the fear. Too much to handle. And Snek Pack, like you said, very strong heading into this game, are gonna be the ones who are gonna take the game against Black Lotus.